This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
That's pretty big to kick out a whole community.
Forced out, but tonight more residents of the I-70 mobile home park have money to help them start over. It's the help residents were asking for when they first reached out to RTV6 5 months ago.
Our Cameron Riddle shows you what this money means for the people who are still looking for a place to live.
At the I-70 mobile home park, reimbursement checks being handed out is a sight many residents never thought they'd see.
We were in desperate need of some help because of what the owners have done to us. And I'm happy we got a check from it. I'm happy about it. Yay.
In late August, the residents who live at the West Side Mobile Home Park were told they would have to vacate the property by October 15th. But that was easier said than done. Many of the mobile homes at the park are decades old and now not so movable. Others couldn't be legally moved on public roads without a vehicle title, and most of those records could not be found.
Thanks to RTV6, you guys have been out here quite a bit, helping us, interviewing and getting things out to the public about what's going on.
After a series of reports from RTV6 highlighting the issue, the Indiana Attorney General filed a restraining order halting the eviction until each resident was either compensated or given their title. Indiana lawmakers are also proposing new laws, hoping to prevent what happened to these residents from happening to others.
Which is cool, guys. I guess this is like one of the first trailer parks to be closed in Indiana or Indianapolis because they didn't know what to do. They're like, whoa, Attorney General, we got to write laws on this one.
The Attorney General's office tells RTV6 residents of the mobile home park have received a collective total of $51,000. This week, residents opened hand-delivered envelopes with checks inside ranging from $1,200 to $3,000. For many residents, that's a new beginning.
Yes, I'll probably get a home instead of a trailer, a house probably.
Residents now have until February 21st to vacate the property. That's a 4-month extension from the date when they originally would have had to leave, many of them with no money and no place else to go. The Attorney General is accusing the landowners, Blue Lakes Incorporated, of deceptive consumer sales, exploiting seniors, as well as not obtaining permits. Blue Lakes Incorporated has never responded to questions from the press. Working for you, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And if you have a similar problem and don't know where to turn for help, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
The process to decide the future of a valuable piece of property near downtown Indianapolis is getting some help. Today, a judge ordered mediation in the lawsuit filed against the city by Ambrose Property Group. The two sides are battling over the site of the former General Motors stamping plant. For more details, click on this story in the RTV6 app.
White River Township Fire Station 53 is now home to the first baby box in Johnson County. Officials hosted an unveiling ceremony today with a very special guest.
Safe Haven Baby Boxes has changed our lives, but it's also changed hers, and that's the most important part.
Grace is the first infant ever surrendered at a baby box in Indiana. Phil and Misty Harger adopted her in 2018, 6 months after she was placed in a baby box in Michigan City. The Franklin couple says they want to show that giving a child a chance at life is worth it.
This is not something that's a shameful thing or that wasn't, everything that was done out of love for her and for her birth mother.
She's awesome. We want other people to see that this is a good thing.
Indiana's safe haven law allows a person to surrender a healthy newborn 30 days old or younger without fear of criminal prosecution.
Now to the impeachment trial of President Trump. A Senate vote to decide his fate is set for Wednesday. This comes after the Senate voted 51-49 against allowing new witnesses and documents to be presented in the case. It's the first impeachment trial without witnesses. Here's what senators on both sides of the aisle said after the vote.
I sat on the floor of the Senate to cast my vote. I thought how absolutely disgraceful it is for the free press doing the investigative work that the United States Senate is too cowardly to do.
The Democratic leader has made very clear that he doesn't feel that this will be a true acquittal because it wasn't a fair trial.
Well, I think I can live with his criticism. It wasn't a fair process.
The House impeached President Trump on abuse of power and obstruction of Congress charges.
New at 11, an emotional ceremony before tonight's Lakers game honoring the victims of the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Usher sang Amazing Grace in front of gold flowers with Bryant's numbers 8 and 24. Lakers players wore Bryant jerseys during warm-ups. This is the team's first game since the tragic crash.
It was about day 2 that I was made aware of the story and just kind of jumped into following it just right off the bat.
For more than 3 years, a family has been searching for answers. And in that time, a woman who never knew Angie Barlow has been following along with the case. Last week, a true crime podcast that records here in central Indiana debuted a series exploring the October 2016 disappearance of Angie Barlow. Angie was found dead 8 months later, and to this day, the case remains unsolved. That's why one woman is taking it upon herself to make sure as many people as possible hear Angie's story to find answers, justice, and closure for a heartbroken family. Tonight, she's sharing that pursuit with you and RTV6's Cornelius Hawker.
Once I got involved, there was just no turning back.
Lauren Van Sickle is talking about Angie Barlow, the 23-year-old woman who disappeared in late 2016. Her missing person case turned into a murder investigation in the summer of 2017 after an agonizing 8 months for her friends and family. But Lauren is neither friend nor relative.
I'd never met her ever in my life.
Lauren tells me she and Angie were distantly connected through mutual friends. That's how she first learned of Angie's disappearance. Social media posts from those who knew and loved Angie.
It was about day 2 that I was made aware of the story and just kind of jumped into following it just right off the bat.
From then to now, Lauren continues to bring new light to Angie's unsolved murder, highlighting the case and the locally produced podcast, Crime Pursuit.
So now we're at the point where you've become roommates. So can you tell us about that time? Where was Angie working? What was your day-to-day routine?
There's going to be 3 episodes on Angie's murder. In the first, they discuss how Angie ended up at the last place she was known to be alive, the Landmark Apartments and townhomes on the far north side of Indianapolis.
This would be the first time she would have done a private party for someone she didn't actually know.
Angie was an exotic dancer, working at Club Rio. She had just returned from a costly trip to Florida and needed money. Lauren says the same person who set up this private party had actually tried to set up a similar thing 2 weeks earlier. This time, the arrangement worked out.
She arrived to the home. She sent a text and said, here's the address of where I'm at in case I go missing, which sadly turned into a very prophetic message to her friend.
Angie was unsure about going to the private party. The friend she messaged says she begged Angie not to go, but Angie, feeling like she could handle herself, decided to anyway.
We know other people were in that apartment because she walked into that apartment and was comfortable at one point to get changed, take the Snapchat picture, and send it out.
This screenshot from a Snapchat video would end up being the last thing Angie ever shared online.
We don't believe Angie ever left that apartment alive. So we fully believe that that night was the last night of her life.
Police haven't said what they believe happened to Angie between 11:30 that night and 3:30 the next morning. That's when Angie's car was recorded by security cameras leaving the Landmark Apartments, followed closely by another car.
One gate opening, like not a pause even to wait for the gate to close, and another car, but I'm talking 2 cars fitting through that gate motion at one time.
Angie was usually in constant contact with her friends, so it was odd when she didn't meet up with them at Club Rio after the party like they planned.
Normally when she did things like this, when she was leaving, she would have called and said, this is how much money I made in tips. Like, it went really well.
One of her friends became extremely worried the following afternoon, more than 16 hours since anyone had heard from Angie. That friend eventually called her parents to let them know something was up.
They're literally some of the strongest people I've ever met.
This began an 8-month ordeal for Angie's family. Posting on Facebook, putting up billboards, banners, and flyers, pleading with the public for any information that could help them find their loved one. They talked to RTV6 several times after Angie disappeared, including right after it was confirmed that the body found buried behind this home was indeed Angie's. Police did interview the people who invited Angie to dance at their party. However, at that time, it was just a missing person case. So even though the things they told detectives didn't add up, police say they need more evidence before they can make any arrest.
Maybe you didn't know what you were being made to do. Maybe not all participants did this willingly. You know, you could have been forced. If that's the case, law enforcement needs to hear that. People need to hear that.
You make contact to Christina, correct?
That's why Lauren says she's doing this podcast and will keep sharing Angie's story. She knows there's someone out there who could give police the information they need to bring closure to Angie's friends and family.
You cannot run from this forever. I mean, and what happens in the dark always comes to light.
Now, at this point, IMPD hasn't given us any new information about Angie Barlow's case, other than to say if anyone out there knows something about what happened to Angie, get in touch with them.
Cornelius, I remember when this all first happened, how much news coverage it got, and there were so many friends and families out there looking for her. Have we heard from them?
Yes, we have, and I actually just talked to Angie's mom, Christina, just a few hours ago, and her friends and family, they're so happy, and this is what her mom said. She says that she wants people to remember that Angie had a family and that they miss her and they love her, and she just wasn't a dancer and she isn't another statistic, and they want people, anyone out there, if they have information, to let police know because they need that closure.
Hopefully this podcast helps and triggers someone knowing something.
Right, and next week I'll be meeting up with Angie's family to do another story that's going to air next week, Friday night, right here on RTV6.
We'll look forward to it. Cornelius Hawker, thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
We step into the first weekend of February tomorrow, a mix of snow and rain in the morning. We'll talk about what happens after that coming up.
And on day first, it is week number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Hoosier Hoop Hysteria. Look over there. That's Macho Mike. That's how big some of these games are. Beach Grove, Lutheran, and so many more. Big HCC coming up in just a bit here at RTV6.
Donation or volunteer today.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
And the final minutes of January before we step into February. Lots of changes arrive quickly. 42 tomorrow, 54 as you can see on Sunday. That comes with sunshine. Tomorrow morning, I think we'll see rain and some snow, central and northern half of the state. And the temperatures will be at or a little above freezing. That will help just melt on contact. There's your best chance for snow first half of the day, then mixing with and changing to some showers after that. 7 a.m. Terre Haute, Crawfordsville, Lafayette, some light snow with some rain mixing in. There we are mid-morning as that cuts across central Indiana and becomes a little more scattered with some very light rain shower potential in the afternoon. Temperatures will struggle to get to the 40-degree mark in many spots, may come just above that. Then we shift to Sunday, and quite a change it will be. The wind will gust 20 to 30 miles per hour, but it's a warmer wind, and temperatures will climb into the 50s. That's with sunshine. It's a rare combination. Mild temperatures and sunshine. 54 for the high temperature. That's in Indianapolis. Areas to the south will push into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees. Early next week, temperatures still mild, but by the time we get to Wednesday, we'll start a transition and push the mild air into the Carolinas, an expanding area of colder temperatures. Certainly nothing really cold. Monday, temperatures peak at 57. Rain marks a transition Tuesday to cooler temperatures as we get to Wednesday. The coolest temperatures in the 7-day planner will come on Thursday and Friday. Temperatures will be in the 30s. Lows will work their way back into the 20s. So kind of an easy transition into February.
From RTV6 Sports, this is Hoosier Hoop Hysteria.
Yes, it is. Let's roll. Hendricks County rivals 3 and number 2 Danville hosting Tri-West. Danville in white. Kobe Ward, nice reverse. Kobe wearing 24. Very cool. Here comes Tri-West. Luke Robertson looking to Nicholas Smith. Great pass and finish. More from the Bruins. Bryce Hendershot in the paint. Tri-West up in the first, but Danville settles things down after that. Garrett Fullwider with the 18-footer. Ward follows that with the pull-up. Danville wins 71-67. The Warriors are now 15-2. Good evening to you. Welcome to yet another round of Hoosier Hoop Hysteria. Things winding down on the girls' side. Sectionals start next week. And the boys, thinking conference championships pretty much. And how about a rematch of the 4A state title from last year? 9th-ranked Carmel at Ben Davis, third quarter, Carmel in black. Jackson Jansen's been red hot lately. Drains the 3, hounds up 8. Beatty in white. Robert Fry drives baseline. That cut the lead to 5. Beatty then with the steal. Fry, no look. Jamari London, all of a sudden leads cut to 3. But Jansen ices it at the line. Hounds win 44-39, climb it to a 2-way tie for first place in the MIC.
Great win for us. You play in the MIC, and any win you can get in the MIC on the road is a big-time win. And they've won 4 out of 5, and I think they're getting better. Did a lot of good things tonight, and we got to give them credit. They made plays down the stretch, but our guys kept battling. It could have been a time where they gave in and folded a little bit, but they didn't. They kept battling. They made plays to win the game, and they finished it out.
Yeah, they're going to out of the 1970 team tomorrow night up in Carmel. Another one from the MIC. North Central going to Warren. Garrett Winiger, coaches versus Cam tonight. Malik Stanley misses the lay-in. Chandler Jackson, Johnny on the spot. So the Warriors up 2. Stanley still had a game high 25. North Central trying to play catch-up. Leland Walker went to drive, gets fouled, and won. It's a 3-point game. Final seconds. Now a 2-point game. Charlie Peterson for the win at the buzzer. Does not go. Warren hangs on 63-61. Warriors improved to 9-5. Conference races not only heating up in the MIC, but all around Central Indiana, including the South Side, and a doubleheader. Dave's home video.
We begin tonight here in Beech Grove, and a big one with Lutheran. Indiana Crossroads Conference. Undefeated teams. Lutheran's 4-0. Beech Grove's 3-0, so a win tonight could go a long way in winning a conference championship. This game's so much more than that.
It's also coaches versus cancer night. Been just over a year since the school lost head coach Matt English to cancer. T-shirts and more, raising money. The Matt English Foundation a part of it, and out in the trophy case, memorial. And don't forget that lunch pail, Coach. Beech Grove in white. Alley-oop. Been picked. Perfect pass to Juwan Allison, lays it in. Hornets up 4 quickly. Lutheran playing catch-up the rest of the way. Nice drive from Brandon Bell. But Beech Grove gets the edge in the conference race. 57-45. Their 9th straight win in that series.
Well, from the Indiana Crossroads Conference to the Mid-State Conference, and guess what? Another conference championship perhaps on the line. Greenwood, you just saw them run out. They are undefeated right now in the conference standings. They're in town to take on Perry Meridian. Perry Meridian's lost the last 4 in the series. Let's see if it changes tonight.
Got to show you this. Unified basketball, and I watched the young man get behind the line, calls for a clear out, and drains the 3-ball. Place goes nuts. Annual game where kids without special needs are involved. Very cool. Greenwood in the dark unis. Gavin Dowling, sweet little reverse. Woodman up 2. How about the passing here? Dowling, nice pass inside. Greenwood keeping the lead tight at that point. Perry coach Mark James, 7th on the active list, boots and all. Betty like this. Noah Pendleton cutting Reggie McDonald. Close one, but Greenwood with the road win, 38-30. Woodman now 5-0. In the conference. We'll know the conference champions over the next couple of weeks, and that also includes the Hoosier Conference, where several teams are having a very, very good season. Brad Brown joins us with that and more. Hey, Brad.
Dave, good evening. Half of the Hoosier Conference's 10 teams have already tallied 10 or more wins this season. A pair of those teams playing for first place in the East Division tonight. Tipton and Hamilton Heights, the winner getting the fast track to the HC title game. Our first look at Hamilton Heights senior Gus Etchison, 26 points per game. He will be in the Mr. Basketball conversation. The kid is a perpetual highlight on the dribble. Watch the flip up and under, the reverse layup. Huskies build a 10-point lead. A minute later comes up with the steal. Etchison with the finish. He had 15 points in the first half, would have plenty more after that. Tipton's got a big guy that gets some buckets too. Ben Hamrichis, the 6'8 senior, working in the post. Great control of the score. He can run the break as well. Watch him on the follow-up here, the missed layup, but look out from behind. The big finish. He had 28 points for the Blue Devils. But Etchison, the kid, is a marvel with the basketball. Watch this. Watch the ball. Watch him finish. 33 points tonight to lead the way. Huskies come away with a 10-point win. They've won 6 of their last 7. Take a short trek across the county to Noblesville, high atop the Mill. Miller's got the fast start. Alex Hunt knocks down a 3. He scored the first 8 points by himself. Royals right back in it. Cole Hornbuckle on the break. He lays it in. He scored the first 7 for HSC. Noblesville, though, a spirited first half. Brendan Fisher, 3 more. Game went back and forth early on. Vinny Busila is going to drive. Baseline for the Royals. He hits it. They go back in the lead, but it's Hornbuckle leading the way. This time he comes up with the steal. Another slam at the other end. He had 22. Royals win 53-39. They've won 6 straight. They improved to 10-5. Girls State Tournament gets underway Tuesday. Dave mentioned the sectionals. Great games right from the start. Here is where the area teams will be playing all over the place. And we'll be right back here next Friday night with some semifinal action. Good luck to all the girls teams as their road to Bankers Life Fieldhouse begins. Class 4A in particular, Dave, there's about half a dozen teams that have a very good shot at winning that title, but a lot of them all playing kind of 2 sectionals right there. We'll see who survives that first week.
I can't believe it's already sectional time.
February, here we go.
Man, oh man. All right, finally tonight, congratulations to a friend of the show, Columbus's Tony Stewart, inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame tonight. A big group also included his teammate, Bobby Labonte, his car owner, Joe Gibbs, Buddy Baker in there, engine builder, Waddell Wilson. Smoke racked up 48 wins, 3 championships. He thanked his family tonight, and since he's still not married, he did this.
And since we're talking about family, and since I don't have one of my own, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all the girlfriends who were there as part of this journey with me. These girlfriends' short time and sacrifice meant a lot to me.
There is more truth to that than you know. NASCAR season starts in 2 weeks at Daytona. Back with more after this.
RTV6 is working for you.
We're working to get answers for a mother dealing with an issue that would frustrate any parent.
This Washington Township mom, who asked us not to share her name, says her son's school bus was more than an hour late this morning, and it's not the first time there's been a major delay. She says she called the school and transportation officials, but could not get any answers or action. She wants the issue to be taken seriously.
If their parents are gone to work, which a lot of people have to get up and go to work and be at work at 8, you know, so if you're getting up, have confidence in the school system to get your kid 10, 15 minutes, okay, that's fine. 45 minutes, over an hour in the morning when it's freezing cold, no phone calls, you're thinking your kid is off at school and they're standing outside.
She says after RTV6 got involved, the transportation director called and said he would look into the problem and work to resolve it. We tried calling and emailing district leaders throughout the day. We are waiting for a response.
Visit the Hiring Hoosiers job board.
Tonight, the Indianapolis Fire Department held its annual recognition ceremony in downtown Indianapolis. The event celebrates firefighters and civilians who go above and beyond the call of duty. Adam Godin received the Medal of Valor for helping save a woman's life in November.
We don't do this for the awards. We come into work every day not knowing what to expect, but willing to give everything, you know. And I was very honored to receive this award.
And congratulations. This is the 28th year of the ceremony, by the way.
Hello to the month of February. Temperatures,
what?
I know. We averaged 6.5 inches of snow in February. That's coming off of January where we had just 0.3 of an inch. So don't be caught off guard. A little rain, snow mixed through the morning hours tomorrow. Still hang on to some drizzle in the afternoon, but then it's about sunshine and 50s on Sunday.
All right.
Wow.
Just like to end the week on a positive note.
February.
You're doing it, right? All right.
Okay, well, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight.